And we're live. Just like that. Happy Saturday. It is March 29th, 2025. We're on playing the puzzles together. I'll make my face a little brighter. There we go. And we were playing the puzzles. We're going to play connections and then do the mini crossword. Yesterday's puzzles were actually pretty easy. We're going to find out if they are challenging today or something that's very easily digestible today. I gotta let you know that my kids and I just did something really fun that totally threw me back to when I was a kid. We just played pogs together. Now, some of you might be going, what the heck's pogs? Okay, but then if you're my age, you're going, oh, I played pogs as a kid. Yeah, so pogs are sometimes called milk caps or just caps. There's different names for it, but we always called it pogs. Are these little, 1.5 inch round circles that have a picture on one side and they're blank on the other, and you put them picture side down in a stack, and then you hit it with this thicker one that's made of metal or rubber. My favorite one was made of rubber, but the new ones, if you buy them on Amazon or whatever, they come as metal ones. And you slam the slammer, the metal part, the cue, I guess, whatever you call it, is called the slammer, and you slam it down. And then they go flying in the air, right? And if they land picture side up, you get to keep keeps. And if they land picture side down, then you have to put them back in the stack. And then the next person in the line does their slammer. And then you play until the entire stack of pogs is gone, and whoever has the tallest stack wins. Now, my kids, right? Just to keep it fair, just to keep the peace in my family. Really, we don't play for keeps. Everyone gets to keep their stack of pogs, right? We got, stack of pogs for everyone, including me, and I think we got one for my wife too. But we have a stack of pogs for everybody to play, and it's been kind of fun to sort of relive that a little bit. I don't know. It's like a total throwback. It's really funny. Yeah. Anyway, you guys are great. Thanks for joining in today. We're going to play the puzzles. You can see I just landed in the chat the link to cast your daily vote for America's Favorite Teacher. I would love your vote. That would be super cool. I'm in second place right now. I am behind someone that's an Instagram influencer, so she has a lot more power and influence than I do online. But that doesn't mean that there's not strength in numbers here. So if you're watching this and you go, oh, I want to support, you can like and subscribe. But also you can click that link. The link is, I know you can't watch it if it's in or you can't click the link if you're watching in a Shorts live. But if you are watching from, a TV or something, you can, I'll pull up the QR code in a little while. Or you can, there's a link in the channel comments or the channel links and stuff, lots of different places. But if you vote for me, and I get to first place, and I stay in first place on April 3rd, then I get to have a chance at going to the finalist round. And if I go through the finalist round in first place, then I would win $25,000 and a trip to Hawaii. How cool would that be? So cast your vote if you haven't yet. You can vote once a day. In fact, I haven't voted today. Maybe I'll just do that real quick with you on the live stream. See, I'm currently in second place. Our group, used to have 90 people in it. It now just has 5. And in 5 days and 8 hours, it will only just be 1. And I hope it's me, but, Kiki Powell right now is going ahead. So I hope, oh, look at that. If you vote today, your vote gets doubled. That's cool. So 1 vote equals 2 votes today. So cast your vote once, your free vote. See, when you click on it, it goes down to just right here to 1 free vote. You don't have to do the paid vote. I wouldn't. Just log into Facebook. You have to verify a Facebook account. Continue as me. And yes, I can vote for myself. Isn't that silly? Free vote. My 2 free votes. So 1 vote equals 2 votes today. So if you haven't yet, click the link or go to my channel page and click that link. Or there's also a QR code. Here, let's pull that up. There it is. So if you're watching on a TV or something, you grab your phone, you can scan the QR code there. If I am top 5, well, I am top 5, but if I stay top 5, if I'm second place, what am I trying to say? If I'm second place on April 3rd, then I get eliminated. And I don't want to be eliminated. I want to go on to the next round. So if you would, keep casting your vote. That would be super cool. All right, let's play the puzzles. Let's do it. All right. So, connections today. Let's see how challenging it is. Oh, I see the word Brazil. That's fun. Panama, China. Okay. Oh, wait. I see that classic, a man, a plan, a canal, Panama. That's oh gosh, where it's the same forward and backward. Why can't I think of that name right now? Okay, we haven't even read the puzzle yet. Should we just dive in and guess it? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Yep. Palindrome. Golly, palindrome. Nouns in the famous palindrome. A man, a plan, a canal, Panama. If you read that forward or backward, it's the same letters. Forward or backward. All right, I haven't even read the full puzzle yet. I see Bermuda. I see clue. I see silver, commando, crystal, Brazil, witness, China, bike, cargo, linen, and boxer. Wow. Okay. Well, I see boxer shorts, Bermuda shorts, cargo shorts. Oh gosh, and going commando. Oh no, please don't tell me that's it. No, we're one away. Okay. Oh, maybe bike shorts. Bike shorts. Yeah, it's like spandex. Okay. Whew. Going commando. Okay. So then we see crystal, silver, china, and linen, like fancy things to set your table with. Materials associated with fancy dining. Okay, and then I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that these are movies. Clue was a movie. Brazil, I believe, was a movie. Witness and Commando. Movies from 1985. Okay, great year. Great vintage. Great vintage. Okay. Yeah, we've done okay today. Look at that. So nouns from the palindrome. We actually read those before I even read all 16 clues. I saw that and I was like, oh, that has to be one of them. I saw Panama. I saw Bermuda. I saw Brazil. And was there and China. Yeah, so each of those are different countries. That's interesting. So nouns in a famous palindrome. Canal, a man, a plan, a canal, Panama. And read that forward or backward, and it's a palindrome. Kinds of shorts. There's Bermuda shorts, bike shorts, boxer shorts, and cargo shorts. I am a cargo shorts person myself. Materials associated with fancy dining. China, crystal, linen, and silver. Movies from 1985. Brazil, Clue, Commando, and Witness. Clue, of course, was Tim Curry. Tim Curry was the butler. I don't know if I've ever seen Brazil. For living in Brazil for a while, I am surprised I have never seen the movie Brazil. I got the t-shirt, but I didn't get the movie. All right, the mini crossword is not so mini today. Look at that. It's much larger today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across and 7 down. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, let's dive in. Let's do it. Computer menu with quick access commands. Maybe drop down. Oh, drop down is 8 words. Computer menu with quick access commands. I don't know. We'll come back to that one. Yep. Totally feel that. I don't know. Cash register noise. Maybe Ka-ching? Ka-ching? Or is it with a K? Maybe it's with a K. Egypt's boy king. Was that Ra? No, Ra is like the sun god. Pharaoh. Tut? Maybe Tut. No, not Ro. Tut. That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. Topic for a language learner. Syntax or grammar. Does grammar fit in there? Maybe. It fits. Landmass comprising 2 continents. Eurasia? Like Europe and Asia? Eurasia? Nature, Nova, or News Hour. All of those are on PBS. Are they like PBS shows? Well, it wouldn't have an S on the end. Let's go to the down ones. See if that works a little better. Okay, so this one, TikTok. I've figured it out. Aha! Chunks of the economy. So I wonder if grammar is incorrect, because grammar. It's not grammar. Okay. So sectors. I think that one's got to go together. Head honcho from the Hawaiian. What do you mean? Head honcho from the Hawaiian. From the Hawaiian Islands? From the Hawaiian... I don't know. We'll come back. Like the spellings of license and favor, for instance. Oh, that's the British spelling. The British spelling. That's funny. Do they really spell it with a C, not an S? License? Oh, I don't like that at all. Author Rand. That's Anne Rand. Possible use for an old T-shirt as a rag. Lively spirit. Pep. ATL or LAX for Delta. Sounds like a hub. Tech executive for short. Maybe CIO, Chief Invention Officer. What does that one stand for? What big teeth it has. Maybe. Oh. Because look at this. Okay, wait. Okay, ready? This one. Topic for a language learner. Phonics. Right? And then what big teeth it has. A saw. A saw has teeth. Oh, boy. All right. Computer menu with quick access command. Sounds like a taskbar. Oh, I spelled Anne wrong. Hold on. Because here, this one. Yep. I totally feel that. I hear ya. Whoops. Not a U. It's a Y. There we go. Just click the wrong button. That was a bigger puzzle today. Look at that. Much bigger puzzle today. Computer menu with quick access commands. The taskbar. There's a new one in Photoshop that I kind of hate. It's a new feature of Photoshop as of a couple years ago. But it feels more like Clippy. I don't know. Okay, maybe you weren't around when Clippy was around. But it was kind of annoying. It was just like popping up like, hey, what do you want us to do? You know, and I'm like, go away, right? And they have this contextual taskbar in Photoshop now that just sort of floats and gets in your way. I found that it more gets in the way than helps. And you can turn it off, but the problem is, as a teacher, I have to teach the vanilla version of Photoshop and Lightroom and Premiere Pro. So on my laptop, I have it turned off because it's the most annoying thing in the world. But for my students, they have to understand, hey, I've got this taskbar, but you don't. I don't understand. So I need to leave it the way they're seeing it. And inevitably, I have all these like stupid things that I need to get rid of that on my laptop, on my personal computer, yes, I have gotten rid of them because they're the most annoying thing in the world. But for teaching, I have to leave it, sadly. So the taskbar in Photoshop, the contextual taskbar, is about the dumbest thing and the stupidest name, too. Come up with a better name. Yep, totally feel that. I hear ya. Cash register noise. Ka-ching. I originally spelled that with a C, but TikTok is with a K. Egypt's boy king, Tut. And I accidentally hit the R instead of the T, so I said roar instead of Tut. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Welcome in. I don't know about you. Like, when I was a kid, we had this typing class. We had to learn to type really quickly. And now, they've gotten rid of that sort of thing. But I still feel like that's an important part of, like, the literacy of computers, right? You need to be literate, whether it's a language or... I was even just talking about this with my Friday meeting with all the rest of the people. I was like, you know what? We keep talking about reading. It's not about kids not reading. It's a literacy thing. Kids are having a hard time just being literate. And it's not like, oh, I don't know how to read, right? Illiterate. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, language comprehension and your ability to put pieces together and understand things on a deeper level. And sadly, what's happening is that AI is doing a lot of that for them. I think... I'm very much generalizing here, but I feel like my generation has seen it as like an assistant, like a co-pilot, if you will. But very much this younger generation sees it as, oh, I don't have to think, AI can think for me, right? And so then we end up with kids that will just straight up steal answers. Hey, ChatGPT, write my essay for me. And they didn't read the prompt. They didn't even read the essay before they submitted it. They just spit it out and didn't even look at it. And so where I see AI and stuff, this new technology as an assistant, they're seeing it as like, oh, I can just replace my brain with their brain, right? And that's not exactly how it works. I think I told you before, but I had in my advanced photography class, the concurrent enrollment one, where, after they get their grade, it goes on their college transcript. And I tell them straight up, do not use AI for this. Do not. Like, speak from the heart. Do your own research. Don't have ChatGPT write this and then just change it a little bit, right? Like, do not. And it ended up that 10% of them, 8 out of the 80 kids, straight up just stole their essay from ChatGPT. Didn't even write it. Didn't even look at it. Didn't even read the prompt. And I think that is in the same way that maybe someone doesn't know how to read and they're illiterate. I think a lot of people now are AI illiterate, right? In the same way that, like, someone, knows how to use their phone, but if you ask them to use PowerPoint, then, they don't know how to do it. So they are literate in the phone part, but are they technology literate? Maybe not, right? And so, I don't know. Going back to this one where I said, tut, but I accidentally typed rur, I would say that there is one part that I am not as literate as I could be, and that is in typing. I'm a fairly fast typer, but there's one quirk. There's absolutely just one quirk that is really funny about the way I type, and that's the letter T. Just the letter T. No other letter. I'm a very fast typer. Da-da-da-da-da. But when I get to a letter T, I hit my ring finger instead of my first finger. So I use my first finger for V and for F, but when I go to do a T, I reach over my left ring finger from the R over to the T. Is that the end of the world? No. Does it slow me down as a typer? I don't know. Maybe. It's so ingrained into me, though, that even from Mrs. Zaleskiewicz typing class, I even remember the class. I remember where it was in the middle school, and I remember the computers we were using, and we played Oregon Trail when we had some free time, and that kind of thing. But I remember very vividly this typing class, and I did fine. I passed the class. This weird quirk for when I type, and maybe you're like a hunt and peck kind of person. You do it with one, 2 fingers. But if you type with the home row, right, with your left finger on F and then your other finger on J, your right finger on J, and then all of those others and this and that. But the weird mini crossword. It wasn't mini at all today, was it? But specifically the R. Or the T, excuse me. When I type a T, I don't use my first finger. I jump over with my ring finger, my left ring finger. No other letter, just that one. So it's kind of strange. I don't know. And that got me on a tangent just barely about being literate, right? Computer literate, being able to see, being able to understand, to comprehend, to know on a deeper level. I think today's problem is not just simply literacy. If it was just literacy, if it was just reading, then we'd just have kids read more, right? It's not about reading, it's about literacy. It's a much deeper problem. So that was me typing in "rur" instead of "tut" because of my illiteracy in typing. Topic for a language learner. Speaking of literacy, if you're learning another language, you're going to learn phonics. At first I said grammar, but grammar didn't fit in there, but phonics does. Landmass comprising 2 continents, Eurasia. Nature, Nova, or NewsHour, those are all PBS shows. All right, now on the down clues, we've got TikTok. 2 down is I've figured it out. Aha! All right, and then some long ones here. Look at that. Chunks of the economy, sectors. Head honchos from the Hawaiian. Kahunas. Oh, like Big Kahuna. Yeah, I've heard that name. Is that where that comes from? The head honcho, like the leader of, I don't know, what do you call them? Tribes? I'm not very literate about Hawaiian culture. I should be. But islander tradition kind of stuff. I don't know. Big Kahuna. Like the spellings of license with a C and favor with an extra U thrown in there. Or color with an extra U. That bugs me. No offense if you're British. But there's an extra letter in there. What are you doing? That is, of course, British. Author Ayn Rand, spelled with a Y, A-Y-N, Ayn Rand. Possible use for an old t-shirt. You might use it as a rag. Lively spirit, your pep. Pep in your step. Atlanta or LAX for Delta, that's a hub. Right? They have you fly in. Even though I go to, Charleston, South Carolina, I stop briefly in Atlanta because that's the hub. I don't know. I haven't flown Delta in a while. I think I flew American Airlines last. Tech exec for short, a CIO, Chief Information Officer. I think that's your information officer. Oh, PBS show? I know, right? Yeah, well, if you don't watch it, you don't watch it. Nova, I used to watch Nova as a kid all the time. And then I love this answer. This is like, one of those gimmick answers. What big teeth it has? A saw. A saw has big teeth. That's great. All right, and forgive me for not reading the chat in a minute because I'm going to play the Wordle, and I just love to sort of productively struggle through it myself, So if you know the answer, don't shout it out. But if you want to kind of talk amongst yourselves and sort of brainstorm it together, feel free. Feel free to figure out the answer together. All right, I'm going to try maybe bound. Let's see how much that helps. It does help a little bit, actually quite a bit, if there's one letter and it's in the right place even. We've got the O. What about... Well, this is one of my favorite words. One of my favorite songs, Misty. I get misty just holding your hand. Okay, now I do have to tell you, remember I just typed a T right there? Did I use my ring finger or my first finger? Because I was thinking about it, I didn't just mindlessly do it. I'm not typing an essay or something. Because I'm like, okay, really focusing on it. I used my first finger to type that T. You'd be so proud of me. So we do have an S, it's somewhere, and a Y at the end. That's awesome. Can we pull out one more? How about P-E-A-R-L? Pearl. No way. No way. That's so lucky. I have 4 letters, and 3 of them I have in the right place. Okay, which means the S can't go anywhere else except for the first. So it's an S, O, blank, R, Y. Sogri, Socri, Sovri. Or we double a letter and say sorry. What do you bet? I bet you this is a double letter. Nice. Let's go. Okay, I had a feeling. I had a feeling that we were trying to get fancy with that one. Little Red Riding Hood. So yeah, I know, right? It took us long enough, right? Sweet. Yeah, and I mean, you know, our strategy works really well. Yeah, Duck, we're on the same page there thinking about this one. Yep, you totally called it. You totally called it. Okay, Bound, that gave us the O. Misty, there's an S, but somewhere else. And it had a Y at the end. Actually, I should play that song for you. It is in the public domain now. It's so funny. The songs that I play now in my band, you know, 10, 15 years ago, you had to be really careful about, the music you use because it's in, you know, belongs to somebody. Now a lot of that music is in the public domain now. It's so funny. So I'll have to play that song Misty for you. It's a nice kind of ballad, smooth song. There are, you know, multiple recordings of it. Of playing Misty in my channel. If you go to my channel, go to the content of my channel, and you will see my quartet playing Misty. Well, back in the day, we were a quartet. We're now a trio, looking for a bass player. So if you know a bass player that loves playing jazz and can improvise and solo and stuff, let me know. And then Pearl, the R. And, I mean, that gave it away, right? There's an S, and it can't go there, so it's got to go somewhere else. It went at the beginning. So, S for sorry, and there was a double R. And, Michael, yes, sorry is a board game. Are you ready for this? This is like... this is so funny. Okay, there's a board game named Sorry. You're saying that, right? I just, like, literally 12 hours ago... What time is it now? Okay, maybe not 12 hours ago. More like 14 hours ago... I was playing the game Trouble with my kids. And I don't know if you've played Sorry or played Trouble. They're owned by the same company. They used to be two different companies, and then one bought out the other. They're almost identical games, right? One is used by flipping cards, and then the other one is rolling dice, right? There's a popper in the middle, and you push the button for Pop-O-Matic Trouble. And I actually asked ChatGPT about it, because I was like, there's like a coincidence, right? These are so similar to each other. You go around the board, you can knock each other out, and send people back to the beginning. What's the relationship there? And sure enough, there is a relationship between those two. They're both based on the Indian game called Parcheesi, or I guess we call it Parcheesi. It's anglicized to Parcheesi, but they call it Pachisi. It's interesting, Pachisi. And so Sorry and Trouble are based on this game from India called Pachisi. And it was, I mean, there is also the other game, Parcheesi, that we kind of anglicize it. And I think you flip over cards to see how many you move. The original game, you flip over shells, and if the shell is face up, that you count that many. It was kind of interesting to hear the story behind it. Now, you know, again, talking about AI, I always take what AI says with a grain of salt. I've had hundreds of great conversations with AI to help me figure out problems and stuff. But AI has absolutely led me astray multiple times. And I've even called it out. For example, I was wanting to know the guitar chords for this one song. And I said, hey, I want to learn this song on the guitar. What are the chords? And it went, oh, yeah, here's the verse, here's the chorus, here's another verse. And it doesn't really have a verse, chorus kind of theme. It's really just verse, verse, verse. Almost like it reads out like a poem, you know. And it spit out this chorus. And I went, where did this come from? Did you make this up? And it wrote back and it was like, oh, I'm sorry. I made that up. And I was like, no. Like, did you, like, I doubled down on it. I was like, did you, like, find this from somewhere? What song is this based on? And it said, yeah, I just made those lyrics up out of thin air. Here I am wanting to learn this song that, you know, I've heard hundreds of times. And it goes, yeah, here's this special, this chorus you've never heard of. And I was like, where did you get that? And it said, no, I just made it up. You needed an answer, so I gave you an answer. Like, it will invent things out of thin air. So you really have to be careful. right? You really, really have to be careful of what AI creates for you. So going back to the answer, how did we get there? It's funny. How did you get to an answer from one place to another? I started with the word sorry, which was the answer to the Wordle. I told you that we were playing Trouble, which is a really similar game. I wanted to know if there was an intellectual property lawsuit between the two games or something. Turns out they belong to both of them belong to the same company, so it doesn't matter anyway. But it was based on the same game. Now, I do take what AI says with a grain of salt because I asked ChatGPT to tell me about those two. I've even asked ChatGPT, I said, you know what, will you just not do that? If you don't know an answer, tell me that you don't know an answer. Don't just make something up out of thin air. But sadly, sometimes it does. Oh, you play the Disney version. Now, you're going to laugh. We have the Doc McStuffins version. My kids are a little old for Doc McStuffins, but we play the Doc McStuffins version of Sorry. It's funny. Oh, man. All right, I am thinking I need to push that button so we can actually see the puzzle. There we go. Okay, so we are playing the Strands puzzle. And if you've never played Strands before, it's sort of like a word search, except you're trying to, instead of linking up and down, left and right, diagonal, these words can sort of snake around. Right, so it can go da-da-da-da-da in a snake pattern, clustered together. And then there's one of the puzzle answers that goes from top to bottom or left to right, but it snakes all the way across two sides. So today's theme is power plants. Now this could be about nuclear fusion power plant kind of thing, or burning coal to make power, or this could actually literally be about plants that give you power, like super greens, right? Like veggies, kale. What are the others? Power plants. What are the different superfoods? Oh boy. All right, now we're really power plants. I see tofu right there. Is tofu a power plant? Huh. I see the word vegan. No, it's not vegan. I thought I saw the word hemp. Isn't hemp a superfood? I can't go from E to P, E to M. Adriana, me mandas un saludo a Jenny. Muchas saudades a Jenny. Saludo a Jenny. Muchas queridas. Let's see. Power plants. What else? What other power plants do we see here? I like starting in corners, right? Corners. No interesting shapes on the spangram. I know yesterday it was straight up, and then it made like a lamppost or something. It was kind of an interesting shape. And then the one about baseball made a baseball diamond. If there's no interesting shape today. Let's see. Stone. You wouldn't eat a stone. Power plants. Now, if you've done the puzzle, don't just spoon feed me answers. But if you haven't done the puzzle, you want to do the puzzle with me, go for it. I am trying to look for words that fit into this theme today. Power plants. I see tofu, but what other things go together like power plants? I don't know. Tofu's not a superfood, so maybe I'm wrong about that one. What do we see? Santa. Santa. I see TH. Could be PH maybe. Beans. Okay, beans. Tofu. Well, tofu's made of beans. Hang on. Tofu is made of beans. It's made of soybean. So, are these just like all... Like, what are things made of beans? Like miso? Miso's made of bean. Like fermented soy. Sprouts? Oh, come on. There's the word sprouts there. Yeast. Yeast isn't technically a plant, though. Yeast is a fungus. Oh boy. Can't do 3-letter words. I know. I tried sprouts. S-P-R-O-U-T-S. Sprouts. Trout. Vegan sprout. I wonder if this is like vegan. I wonder if that's part of the spangram. I wonder if it cuts it right in half like this and has like vegan protein. There it is. There it is. Okay. We just busted this one wide open. Vegan proteins. I did see the word vegan before. Vegan proteins. All right, we've got 4 out of 8. That means that there are 4 more. So vegans can eat beans, tofu. What do we say here? Yeast. And if there's 4 more, maybe it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. What about seeds? Seeds have protein in them. Oh, of course, nuts. So there's 2 more. It's maybe like here and here, or like up and down, maybe. Ants. Would you eat ants as protein? No, not as a vegan. Not as a vegan, you wouldn't. Matt, no, you wouldn't have that as protein. Nope. Nope, you wouldn't. No, ants. Gross. Yeah, not as a vegan. You're not eating ants. Seeds. Tahini. I don't see tahini, though. I see all the letters for tahini, but I don't see all of them connecting together. Why am I not seeing this? I mean, I could use the hint, but we're so close to the end. We're so close to the end, I might not need the hint. This should be more obvious. It's not sprouts. I know. I wanted it to be sprouts so bad. I'm resisting the urge to hit the hint button. I don't want to hit the hint button quite yet. I thought maybe peanuts. It's not peanuts. Nasty. Whatever you're eating as a vegan is nasty. No, I'm just kidding. Should we use the hint? I'm really struggling here. Honestly, I'm having a hard time with this one. Again, if you've done the puzzle, keep it to yourself. But if you want to try and figure this one out with me, I am having a bear of a time trying to figure this one out. You would eat Stan. No, don't eat Stan. Why am I having such a hard time here? Okay, vegan protein. Think about it. If you're a vegan, you're eating protein. You're going to have tofu. You're going to have beans. You're going to have seeds. You're going to have nuts. You're going to have yeast. You're going to have... you can't have whey protein. You have peanut protein. Sesame seed. So that's a seed. Who said that? Sarah. Oh my gosh. Sarah, have you played the puzzle, or are you thinking out loud here? You got it. You got it. Tempeh. I don't remember what tempeh is. Pause for a sec. I'm going to look up tempeh real quick. Tempeh is traditional Indonesian food made from fermented soybeans. It's made by natural culturing and controlled fermentation process. Sounds sort of like tofu. There's tempeh. Oh, and it's like a brick. Oh, interesting. Where soy, like, what do you call it? Tofu is like a brick, like a gelatinous blob. This one kind of retains that shape. How interesting. It still like looks like a block of soybeans. Look at this one up close. You can see like the individual soybeans in it. Oh, interesting. Huh. Well, I learned something new there. Okay, so what's the last one then? We're now that we only have 6 letters left. Yeah, you're just a brainiac. Look at you. Amazing. Amazing. So like the Indonesian counterpart of tofu is tempeh. Huh. Okay, so what's this last one? Is this another thing from another language that I don't know? Oh. Satan, isn't that a thing? Okay, hold on. We're going to look up that one real quick, too. Just real quick. Hold on. Because I've heard that word before. Seitan is food made from gluten, the main protein of wheat. It's Japanese. Okay, so Japanese. Oh. Seitan. Seitan. Interesting. Oh, and you can eat it like meat? Basic vegan seitan chicken. No wash method. You can cook it like steak? What? That's crazy. Look at this. You can eat it like steak, apparently. Huh. Seitan. Interesting. Okay. Well, we learned 2 new foods today, I suppose. So power plants. These are vegan proteins. You can see the spangram right there going all the way down in the middle, the yellow one. Yeah. Seitan. We had a little bit of help because tempeh, I couldn't see that right there. Seitan. And then yeast. I actually love nutritional yeast. Try this sometime. If you have some nutritional yeast, it's like bright yellow. It's like flakes. They have it at lots of different stores. Health food stores will have it. I'm lucky enough. There's a store called Winco really close to me, and they have a big bulk section. You can buy things in bulk, and one of the things they have is nutritional yeast. And oh my gosh, okay, next time you make lentils, oh man, lentils are so good. Next time you make lentils, right? You know, butter, salt, whatever you're gonna do, and then sprinkle some nutritional yeast on it. Ain't nothing better. It's so good, so good. So yeah, yeast. I'm a big proponent of yeast, not just for breads, not just for, you know, the obvious stuff, but yeah, yeast. And then we saw seitan at the end. Sarah, thank you for your help. We saw tempeh, seeds. How much protein is in seeds? I mean, I guess it depends on the seed, right? Sunflower seeds versus, I don't know. What other seeds are there that you would eat with protein, or to get protein out of them? Yeah. Like sesame seeds or something. Nuts. You can get protein from beans. Beans are actually a great source of protein. Or tofu, which is the classic fermented soy, but it's like blended up, right? It's like a soy curd. Interesting. Okay, well, we learned something new today. We learned quite a few new things today. Let's play the letterbox puzzle. Letterbox sort of reminds me of like a jumble. If you ever played the jumble in the old puzzles back when, I don't know, back when they printed in crossword puzzle and stuff in the newspaper. I haven't taken the newspaper in a long time. Last time I used tofu. Let's think about it. Tofu. Last time I used tofu, I made egg drop soup, and I threw tofu into the egg drop soup. I thought it was great. Not everybody in my family likes tofu, though. So it was met with mixed mixed reactions. Just like the breakfast burritos I made today, I put some like tahini in it, and not all of my family likes tahini. So it was a mixed review. Most people liked it, but I have a couple of pickier eaters in my family. It is what it is, right? You're not gonna please everybody. And I keep seeing that little thing in the top right corner. Go away, thing in the top right corner. There we go. Top left, as you're seeing it. Stage right. Okay. So if you've never played Letterbox before, it's kind of like a jumble where you're trying to match letters together. There are 12 letters, and we have to make 4 words, and they all link together. So the first letter of the second word is the last letter of the first word. They link one to the other. Can't use 2 on the same side, one after the other. It's a little tricky. Honestly, it's a little tricky. Today there are simpler words. I can tell that because I have to do it in 4 words. If it says, do it in 6 words, then maybe it's, more complicated letters. But today I have to do it in 4. Heck, we might do it in 1. No, I'm just kidding. That would be pretty impressive if we could do it in 1. We've got an O, a C, and a Y. We've got a U, and a E, and an A, an R, P, T, and an L, K, N. Interesting. Okay, so CK we can do. We can do ER. We can't put 2 vowels together, though. Look, EA we can't do. We could do OA. Right. Well, let's see what comes out. Oh, I can't do NK. Do crane. I notice there's no S in the puzzle. Start with crane. That was a word we used a little while ago. Eloper. Someone that elopes is an eloper. Isn't that a word? Raiku? Or raku. Raku is a... Is that how you spell it? Raku. Raku fire. There's no I. It'd be nice if there was an I. I could say utility. It's tough to start a word on a U, though, isn't it? Ulta. Not a word. All right, I'm going to write down these words. That's so funny. The top of this one says eloper. We did that recently enough. Man, I keep hitting that button. Every time I put my pen down, I accidentally hit the fade to black button. All right. And then raku. The ceramics teacher would be proud of me for using the word raku. Oh, and I forgot to write down all the letters we didn't use. I should have done that. What are the tough letters? Yelt. Okay, if you see any words, let me know. It's going to pop out to you. There's no TH. There's a T, but there's no TH. Huh. Can't do EA words. Pelt. Pelt is a good word. Tucker. Tucker's a word, a name. Roni. What? That's a word? No way. Are you kidding me? That's why I guess. That's why I guess. Because look at that. Roni. What a dumb word. Roni, but it works. It's a word. I don't know if I'd ever use it, but Roni. What does that even mean? Like macaroni. All right, I got to look this up. What does Roni mean? Roni is a word to describe an animal, particularly a horse with a coat pattern that features a solid color with white hairs interspersed throughout. Roni. Huh. So like a speckled horse, spotted horse is Roni. Oh, okay. That one. That's a Roni horse. Roni. Interesting. Huh. Okay, well, you learn something new every day, even if it's words that you made up on the spot. That was a complete, I totally guessed at that. But it does not hurt. Does not hurt to to just guess, I suppose. That's funny. All right, let's review. We did great on the puzzles today. First, in the connections puzzle, we were trying to create groups of 4. We came up with first nouns in the famous palindrome: a man, a plan, a canal, Panama. And if you took those letters and put them backwards, it would still say a man, a plan, a canal, Panama. A kind of shorts: Bermuda shorts, boxer shorts, bike shorts, kind of, spandexy, close-up, tight-knit, and cargo shorts. Let you breathe a little bit. Materials associated with fancy dining: your fine china, crystal, linen, and silver. Fancy. Then movies from 1985: Brazil, Clue, Commando, and Witness. For having lived in Brazil, I'm surprised I've never seen the name Brazil in a movie. So I guess that's the title of a movie I've never watched. All right, and the mini crossword today was not so mini. In fact, the mini crossword was a fairly large one. It was a 7x7. They're usually 5x5. So computer menu with a quick access commands, the taskbar. Yep, totally feel that. I hear ya. Cash register noise, ka-ching. Egypt's boy king, tut. Topic for a language learner, phonics. Landmass comprising 2 continents, Eurasia. Nature, Nova, or News Hour, PBS show. TikTok, right? Some people use TikTok, and some people think it's still out of date or canceled or whatever. I've figured it out. Aha! Chunks of the economy, sectors. Head honchos from the Hawaiian. Kahunas, big kahuna. Like the spellings of license with a C and favor with an extra U in it, for instance. British spelling. Ayn Rand, A-Y-N. Possible use for an old t-shirt, a rag. Old t-shirts in our house, we call them painting shirts, right? Because if you're going to paint the house, you're going to wear some grubby shirt. So we keep a couple of old, grubby pants, grubby shirts that you might use to paint in. Lively spirit, pep. ATL or LAX for Delta is a hub. Tech executive for short, the CIO, the Chief Information Officer. What big teeth it has is a gimmick answer. A saw. A saw has big teeth. Hardy, hardy, har. That's funny. All right, and then in the Wordle today, we started with the word bound, B-O-U-N-D. That gave us the O. In the right place, even. And then misty gave us the Y. and then S in the middle there. And then pearl had an R in it. And then the S can't go in the middle, so it's got to go at the beginning. Right? So S-O blank R-Y. So the only thing that made sense was to double the R. It's sorry. Sorry. All right. Strands today had to do with vegan proteins. You can see the spangram across there. Vegan proteins. Interesting. So the theme was power plants. And I learned some new power plants today. Like, for example, seeds, nuts, beans. Beans are great protein. Tofu, which is fermented soybean, but it's all blended up. Tempeh, which is not blended up. It's still very much in its brick, looking like the beans. You can see the beans. And then seitan, which is, I think we looked it up. Was it gluten? Like the protein from gluten? And they make it look like chicken or turkey or steak or stuff. Like it really actually looks like the real protein. It's kind of interesting. Oh, you've never heard that palindrome? Yeah, that's a classic. That is a classic. And then yeast. We had a good talk about yeast. Nutritional yeast is absolutely delicious. Super good stuff. All right. So then we had to solve the letterbox today in 4 words. We ended up doing it in 3. 3 words. Look at that. So we started with pelt, and then the T led us to tucker, like I'm all tuckered out. And then R led us to roni. I just needed those couple last letters, and roni did it. So pretty interesting. Roni is like a speckled horse. Like the undercoat is darker, but the outer coat is lighter. So it's almost like a flashy hologram sort of look. That's pretty cool. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just leave you with this, you guys. I am in 2nd place for America's Favorite Teacher, but you can help me. You can help me get back up to 1st place. If you vote today, your votes count double, right? So for a limited time, just today until like 9 p.m. usually, if you vote today, even just that free vote, right? You go down there and there's a button for the free vote. Just click on the free vote. You have to verify a Facebook account. There's a link to it in the pinned comment. There's a link to it in my channel, the description. Here, I'll even leave you this nice little graphic here. This is the QR code that you can use. So if you're watching on a TV or a screen, get out your phone and take a photo of that, and it'll give you the link to get there. Just use the free vote, right? Just 1 free vote per day. Slow and steady wins the race. I think I showed you this before, but if you are, there we go, not that, this. If you are kind of seeing like, oh, how many times do I have to vote? I would love for you to vote constantly, like a lot of times. Vote right there, and if you vote for up till April 3rd and I'm in 1st place, then I move on to the finalist round. But if I'm in 2nd place still after April 3rd, sadly, I'm out of the race. So, yeah, keep casting your votes. You guys are awesome. Thanks for a great stream today. I feel like, is it like a rhyme? So a palindrome is like race car. If you were to take the word race car and write it backwards, it would still say race car. Or the name Hannah, H-A-N-N-A-H, spell that backwards, you still get Hannah. Those are palindromes. Yeah, and there are some really famous, really, really long palindromes, like a man, a plan, a canal, Panama. Yeah, all right, good stuff. Well, thanks for a great stream. It was fun to kind of recount some of these puzzles. Some of them were challenging, right? The Strands puzzle, we were working on that for quite a long time. So thanks for your help. I appreciate your help, especially Sarah came up with the word tempeh. That was great. Yeah, you guys are awesome, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you soon.